Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Readers have lots of questions for you, Bode, and one of the most popular ones is you felt you needed to separate yourself from the U.S. ski team. Was that because of differences with the management or the athletes, or just to get a fresh start? In other words, why did you go off on your own and start Team America?
The primary reasons were the team cut my funding. Like, I was no longer going to be funded on the team. So if I wanted to be a participant on the U.S. ski team any longer, I was going to be paying for myself anyway. So another one was, at this point in my career, I felt like it was something I wanted to do to explore how it felt to be on my own and address the issues that I'd been talking about for years, that experts in the sport and the management team and the U.S. ski team didn't feel were as important as I did. And I can understand that as a group, maybe they weren't as important, but for me individually, I think they were. So I felt like it was a really positive chance to go out on my own and explore those options at a really normal and natural point in my career.
Tell me a little bit about your team, Team America. What are the components?
I would say it's similar to any other national team. There's a head coach, John McBride, who was a coach on the U.S. ski team for 10 years. Mike Kenny, who's an assistant coach, and Forrest Carey, who's an assistant coach. And I have those guys traveling in a bus that has a full workout area in it, with an Agaton machine, gym, bike, a video area with a projection screen, and my motorhome with my own chef, and hangout area, eating area, and bed, and then my technicians, which have their tuning stuff, all my equipment, and it runs the same way as a team. It's just right now it's a little bit inefficient because I'm only one athlete, and you need the same amount of resources virtually to support a 4 or 5 or 6 person team as you do to support a 1 person team. So that's a little bit frustrating that I can't really bring on other athletes because they don't really have the freedom of movement that I do within the team, and they haven't earned their spot, so they would forfeit start rights if they came on and raced with me.
What happened to the guy sort of the wild and crazy guy, both on the slopes and off the slopes? Is that guy still there?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a matter of perception, no matter how you look at it. I can easily make everyone think that I'm not partying and not doing anything, or I could easily make people think the other side. And in the past, it's just been a matter of where the media positions themselves and where the stories are as far as where the focus is put. And this year, with things like Ski Space, entrepreneurial sort of debut for me, and my team separating and being independent, there's a lot of other stuff that people are starting to focus on, and I think that's maybe bringing the focus away from what it was before.
A number of readers wanted to know if you've been on a board and how do you like snowboarding?
I grew up snowboarding for quite a while. I snowboarded for 4 or 5 years before I got seriously into racing. I was racing at the same time, but I was snowboarding also, and went through a period up at Carrabassett Valley Academy where I went to boarding school, where all my coaches, both skiing and snowboarding, wanted me to switch to snowboarding because they thought I was no good at skiing. I was too skinny and I was bad and had terrible technique, and they wanted me to be a snowboarder because at the time snowboarding was really just taking off, and I was second in our all-school snowboard race, which was against a bunch of guys who were nationally ranked in snowboarding, who were on a team that was called Cross M at the time, which was like the national team at the time, and I beat a couple of those guys, and they were saying that I should definitely be a snowboarder, and luckily I resisted. What is the worst ski crash you've ever gotten into? Yeah, I've had a lot of them. I mean, I crash a bunch, it seems like. But I had crashes when I was really small that were incredible. I was really Gumby-like and little anyway, so you just don't hurt yourself. But I had crashes that would have killed me now, where I was just fearless, doing tuck runs, trying to keep up with the older guys on my mountain. And I would just go, flying off jumps and go 40 or 50 meters when I was 6 years old, and when you crash, everything comes off. Your equipment's not made to deal with that kind of force when you're that small. And I broke skis and, would smash my goggles and, get bloody nose and go crawling inside and rest for a little while and then come back out and ski more in the afternoon.